Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Conversations with Caprichia Spellman, the new director for the Office of Community Wealth Building. Thank you so much for joining us, Caprichia.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
We want to talk a little bit about who you are because you are now the new director for the Office of Community Wealth Building.
Yes.
So just give us a little bit of your background.
So I started with the city a long time ago. I've been with the city since '98.
Wow.
Working with them in a various number of capacities. Started with the Human Services Commission, which is like the precursor to Human Services that we know today. With that commission, I was able to work with the Juvenile Detention Center, the Justice Center. So many opportunities. Where else did I go? I went to City Council as the liaison,
Okay.
as well as city manager's office, which was a previous form of government as well. So I've been all over the city, left to be a workforce guru with the state of Virginia, secured there. I'm working under Governor Warner, got the run of the mill with the Workforce Investment Act and really
Okay.
fell in love with that legislation, was able to pursue that particular interest and continue in workforce development. Been doing that ever since. So since
Okay.
2000, working in workforce development. Done some youth development as well by developing the Mayor's Youth Academy back then, as well as pursuing some additional youth development opportunities and workforce development and trying to merge the two. So I've been able to do a lot of different things,
Okay.
working in government, outside of government, at both the local and state level, and even some federal contracting as well. So been all over the place, really excited about the opportunity. But in a nutshell, I'm just a doer.
Okay.
I'm a server. I'm a servant leader. I do what I can to help the people. And so this work just coalesces both my passion and my purpose, and being able to bring those two goals together to work for people who I believe deserve that voice.
So let's sort of segue then into when you talk about your purpose and your passion about the Office of Community Wealth Building. Because I can tell you when I first got here, I'm like, oh, the city has an Office of Community Wealth Building. And what does that really mean? So for, our viewers, let's talk a little bit about really what that is, what it means for members of our community to have this type of office in our city.
Yeah, the Office of Community Wealth Building is a no-brainer. Honestly, if you can participate in a service that allows individuals to have a voice, you can provide advocacy, you can provide direction for individuals who just need a little help, and you can provide service so that they understand that they can access the same services that our other counterparts in other communities are able to access, then I think you really have a win-win. And so the Office of Community Wealth Building brings all of those resources together under one roof, and we impart knowledge and wisdom to individuals who need it. We listen and learn and gain wisdom from individuals who are willing to share it. And then we are able to bridge those two by giving our community a voice in the training and the development that they need in order to move forward. We don't do programs for people. We don't do programs to people. We do programs with people. So the beauty of our organization is that in order to help individuals overcome those perils that they're familiar with in generational poverty, we need to make sure that we understand what their barriers are and help them overcome those barriers, one family at a time.
Okay.
So what I love about the Office of Community Wealth Building is that we always have an opportunity for individuals to do things outside of the box.
Okay.
They get to push the gray area. I'm excellent in the gray. And so things that are not expressly prohibited, we try. So that can include entrepreneurship, that can include the giving wall where individuals come in and they need help to get additional resources. That can include non-traditional training. We've done apprenticeships and work experience opportunities. You name it, we probably tried it.
Okay.
So that's the unique part of the Office of Community Wealth Building.
And it's interesting that you said the gray area because in government, we like to be, it's black or white.
Right.
The gray is sort of where it gets wonky for us, right? And so I've had an opportunity to listen to some of the success stories that have come out of your office, whether it's, from the single mom who was a mom early, who was able to go back to school and get a job or start a business, or a person who's a returned citizen. How rewarding is it for you to sort of see the end result of all of the work in the gray area?
Well, my mom used to tell me growing up to make sure that I'm doing something that makes a difference in people's lives, not necessarily in my own. And so what I've always understood about life is that if you put your best foot forward to help other people, all of your stuff gets taken care of. The beauty of our office is that we get to do that all day, every day. What I learned from being part of those stories and hearing people and watching people grow and go through those situations and they share their stories with us is that no story is the same. Every story has its own unique twist, but every opportunity comes from the ability to have access to programs that they didn't know existed. So what I love is that we get the opportunity to impart that kind of access to every single person that comes through the door. We don't have a lot of eligibility criteria beyond dependent children. That makes us very unique. So we get to do things outside of the Workforce Investment Act and some of the other traditional workforce development programs in our surrounding area. But we also get the opportunity to meet people where they are. And by doing that, we're able to help them bridge gaps and overcome obstacles that they probably wouldn't have had access to outside of that. So I think our stories tell the breadth of how successful we are. Of course, there's a lot more work to do.
Right.
So we would love to have those stories every day. But I could list names of individuals who have been endowed by this particular gift. And I would love, and they're always willing to give back and offer and bring someone else up with them. So I just think it's infectious and it's exciting.
Well, I see it on your face. Like, this is your heart's passion. And I think that's really important for people to see, because, you know, governmental employees are often sort of behind the curtain, so to speak, right? And so we don't often get an opportunity to talk about what we love about the work that we do. And when it shows on your face, that's really important, because that means you get up every day to make a difference. How do people access the Office of Community Wealth Building? Do you have to be a certain age, a certain whatever? How do they access you? And are there opportunities for them to access you outside of the walls of, you know, City Hall, so to speak?
Well, that's what I'm the most excited about. We have career stations on the go. And so we bring our services to wherever you might be. So we have library partnerships. We are partnering with RPS and other partners outside so that we can get outside of our walls. But we also are taking our services mobile. So we have a little printer, a little computer. We'll take it everywhere. We have iPads. We're working with the ambassadors to go into the community with iPads and you name it. So technology is not an issue. We can be almost anywhere at any time. So wherever individuals need to meet us or coalesce ideas or share information, we're there to offer that. We also have our career stations, so our traditional workforce development centers. They're welcome to come in Monday through Friday. We have opportunities there, as well as online. We have an online platform as well, so individuals can access us that way. And then if all else fails, just call 804-646-6464, and somebody there will make sure you get connected to the right place. So we have all types of avenues. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, you name it, we can reach you. So there should be no excuse for getting to our services.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This has been a pleasure having this conversation, and we hope to have some more conversations and tell some more stories from the Office of Community Wealth Building.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.